Good evening, everyone. I'm BCates. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Today, the trial continues for a Rocheport woman accused of sex trafficking her daughter in exchange for drugs and money. Today is the day that many fans have been waiting on, and these gates right behind me will soon be open. It will all start today at noon when permit and tailgate lots will be open for fans to start preparing for tonight's game against South Dakota. Well, if you're looking for something special for that special someone, Sam's Club may be the place to shop. I called the Sheraton County non-emergency line, which initially posted the water was cut off yesterday. Officials there told me there is no water as of this morning, but the crew chief of Keatsville City Water Plant told me the water is back on and was fixed at 7:30 p.m. last night. While many community members support Schluty as Columbia's new police chief, others believe the city could have brought about more change. Time is approaching where Medicaid renewals are required to keep health care coverage. The continuous care will be provided to children except for instances where the child ages out, moves out of state, or voluntarily withdraws. According to a professional at the Missouri Department of Social Services, kids are the leading group of individuals in need of renewals.
Children make up over half of the state's Medicaid population.
Continuous Medicaid coverage creates stability and is vital to ensure the health and safety of kids.
They will have the security in knowing that their child will receive that 12 months of coverage without interruption.
Nearly 53,000 children in Missouri are due for renewal, and families often aren't aware of their eligibilities until they go to refill medications or to go to a walk-in clinic for a child checkup. And families often go without proper access to medication and health care needed to keep their children safe.
We think about low-income families being on Medicaid. Nearly 1 in 3 children in Missouri are on Medicaid.
During the pandemic, states did not conduct annual renewals of Medicaid benefits, and over the last couple of years, they have resumed the process. As a result, families have found themselves ineligible and or removed. And so far, 40% of participants have renewed coverage electronically, and 11% have used the pre-populated renewal that was sent. James says the goal is to make families aware of their eligibility.
So when we think about the impact for children with multiple medical concerns who absolutely need access to a physician when one of those concerns, comes back up or arises, that is critical, and I'm really excited to see how that stabilizes their care.
Families have multiple ways to turn in their renewal forms to ensure Medicaid coverage for their children and can do so via email, by mail, or in person at local resource centers like this one. Once they have received the form, you will get a 30-day period to return that in. Columbia, Missouri has had a vast and unsettling history of racial discrimination, and most importantly, the city's past of lynching African Americans. Outside of the Boone County Courthouse are 2 plaques that recognize acts of racial injustice. From these windows on September 7, 1889, a white mob lynched a black teenager by the name of George Bush.
And less than a mile away at the intersection of Stewart and Providence is the location of the last lynching in Columbia. In 1923, at what was once the Stewart Road Bridge, is where a mob of white people hung James T. Scott, a janitor at the University of Missouri Medical School, after a 14-year-old girl accused him of assault and rape before he could stand trial. He's remembered along the trail with a marker that stands to remind people of the significant history. In the recent years, Columbia has worked to acknowledge the city's involvement of racial terror, and these plaques stand as 2 examples.